Hello everybody, I'm the Whiskey Enthusiast. Welcome back to my channel. On this episode of the Distillery Visits, we're doing Penderyn. Specifically the Penderyn at Brecon Beacons, because they used to have 3 distilleries. Now they closed one of them, the other one's in Swansea. But Brecon Beacons was the one I visited. That's the original one, as far as I know. And it's in the Brecon Beacons National Park up in Wales. And we drove up there. We stayed one night in nearby bed and breakfast. Really nice place. Very in the middle of nature. It's a pretty cool place. And Wales is a nice country if you like your country walks and nature and stuff. So I always want to visit Penderyn because the first Penderyn I had was this. I'll show you. This is velvet. So nice. So tactile. This is the burnt turtle. Bourbon matured, 41% ABV, non-chill filtered, it says on the bottle. They have Icons of Wales, Penderyn does, and this is one of them. Celebrates the opera singer Burnt Turtle. I'm hoping I read his name right. And my brother brought it. He found it at, where did he buy it from? I think he found it at Cardiff Airport. Anyway, he brought it. We drank it. It's a nice little bottle, very cool. Now this sells around 800 pounds, 1200 pounds, 1500 pounds in auctions. It's ridiculous, but I mean, it's not an amazing whiskey. I still have some in there. It's just, it just looks cool. It became a collector's item. What I've saw, which was interesting in Penderyn, that if you go to auctions, they have their Icons of Wales bottles, and on auctions, it goes really high up. But at the distillery, you can find not most of them, but still some of them for 70, 80 pounds for what it was supposed to go for. So if you're a collector, it would be cheaper to just go, fly to Wales and just go get it from the distillery. Right. And then as we talk, I'll give you some facts. I'll try to make it as fast as possible, put the photos up there. And I'll just talk about my journey there, and I'm going to be reviewing this one, Penderyn Faraday. This is a duty-free version in this new style of bottle. And it's ex-bourbon plus ruby port finish, 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color. It says non-chill filtered, but it doesn't say natural color, but it is, I know that. Yeah, pretty cool bottle. And then I'm going to talk about my journey there. And this is, I could have opened these ones, but I just figured you can also get these. This is the sample pack. It was very cheap to get this. It has the peated, which is matured in ex-Lafroy quarter casks. So it's a gentle peat. It's not peated barley. The sherry wood and the Madeira. Madeira is their house style. Does it say how much was it? No, it doesn't. Madeira is their house style because Dr. Jim Swan suggested that Penderyn's style would go really well with Madeira casks. And I'll get to it because they distill at that time when they originally distilled with a Faraday still. Whereas now they have pot stills and Faraday stills. But at that time, it was a Faraday still. I'll just read you what a Faraday still is, and then I'll put the photos. I'll do the review of this. I'm hoping it's going to be a fast one. Let's see. Okay. Faraday still is a single copper pot which produces a flavorful spirit by the extraordinary strength and purity. It was designed by Dr. David Faraday. It has, the vapor rises into a copper column above the still. I'll put a photo there. The column has a number of perforated plates, and the vapor condenses on the first plate before returning to the still. As the process continues, vapor reaches the second plate, and so on and so forth. What it achieves is, they say something that a conventional pot still system cannot achieve, arriving at the spirit safe at an industry high draw of 92% ABV. Because normal, they have also pot stills, which they take the new make spirit between 66 to 70%. And at the Faraday still, you can get 92%. Now it gets it's still flavorful, but it's a very light spirit. And they installed the copper pot stills again with Jim Swan's suggestion to make sure that they can mix them and they can make different styles of whiskey because it gives them a lot of freedom. This one, named Faraday, is just distilled from the Faraday pot still. Faraday still. So it started off with a very light spirit. Some of their whiskeys are combinations. Some of them are only copper pot still. Some of them are only Faraday still. This is Faraday still. And yeah, you can read more about it on their website. It will explain much better than I can. And the most beautiful thing is at the distillery, you can taste new make from both of them. I mean, they just give you a little bit, but you know, as with all these things, they see you're enthusiastic, you want to talk to them about it, and they just give you a little bit more. You can try it, you can have a little sip. For me, the comparison was, I tried a lot of new makes, and for me, the comparison was, it was lighter. It was much more herbal for my taste. The other one, the normal copper pot still, was a bit more heavier and more floral, and creamier, whereas the Faraday was more herbal, more fresh, and definitely lighter. That's the difference I got. Right, without further ado, I'll just, to remind myself what the photos I'm going to put there. So it's not your typical distillery. It doesn't have, I think it has one pagoda or something, but it looks like more like a warehouse. It's right next to a road, right next to a main road. So it's not the most romantic place. It has a good shop, has everything. Then it has this kind of a museum of history of Welsh distilling. And since it's the first Welsh whiskey distillery, it's nice that they're spearheading this movement at a time where it was not so much appreciated, shall we say. So they have a little history, and they tell the technical difficulties they faced and the technical aspects of how they do whiskey, the underground waters and everything. And then there are other styles of technical equipment they use. And you can see single cask whiskies, you can see normal bottles and icons of Wales bottles. As you can see, they're all for sale. They also make their own gin and rum. So, you know, as to get some money, I suppose all of them. Then, there you go. These are the two, I don't know why it moves from this angle, but basically it's two new makes. On the left is Faraday, on the right is normal pot still, so you can try from that. And yeah, so the tour itself was nice, but it's a very small operation. It's almost like a skeleton crew. And the woman who showed us around, she was really pressed for time, as in because she was the only one there. So it was really hard for her to gather everyone's attention and just walk around. But it was a nice place to see. As distilleries go, it's more compact, and see the Faraday still was interesting as well. Then, you know, you do the tour, then you can try the whiskeys at their bar. And the good thing was they have these casks that they put their whiskey. So they have a Madeira cask, they have an ex-Lafroig cask, they have a normal bourbon cask. And what you can do is you can go in and smell the cask, what it held previously, which not a lot of distilleries do in their tours. So it was a nice thing. A lot of distilleries do not give you the new make either, whereas these guys give you two different new makes. So in that approach, I really liked them in that sense. And there was a miscommunication about their single cask releases, because I once had a port cask release. It was fantastic, Tony Port. There were two small casks on the corner, and it just like very firkins basically. And I wanted to bottle one. I asked like how much, and the lady gave me a price and then said, oh, because you got the tour, it's 20% off, 25%. Basically, it was supposed to come to 80 pounds, which is, as a fill your own bottle, it's quite a good price. If you think about it, at other distilleries, it starts off like 120, 110. Only Glenmurray I saw it at those prices. So I'm like, okay, I'll get it. And then we went to the checkout counter after I like wrote my name. It turned out to be 125. I'm like, okay, fine at this point. So I bottled my own, the Whisky Enthusiast ex-Rivasaltes cask. It's a very, very fresh whiskey, 62.7% ABV. And I'm waiting for a nice day to open it. I think this was my first ever bottle your own whiskey. Because of the price, I thought it would be good. Because I sometimes, or generally, find them a bit of a tourist trap kind of thing. You're like captive audience and you get the romantic aspect of it, and you know they overcharge a lot. This, in my opinion, what I paid is overcharged, but what I thought I was paying wasn't. But it was a weird moment. We had to go. I'm like, okay, fine, let's pay it and go. It is a good whiskey though. And yeah, basically that was our tour, and then we could try all their other whiskeys. So overall, I enjoyed my visit to Penderyn because of how interactive it was, because of the cask. You can smell the casks and everything, and then you can try their new makes. And you know, whatever question I asked Claude, her name was, she was French, which is weird because, you know, you're in Wales and talking about whiskey distillery, but whatever, I'm Turkish, so yeah. But you just didn't expect that, basically. But yeah, she was fantastic, apart from the price mishap, to give me all the information I wanted. And there was another moment, another distillery where I got recognized by these two guys, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know you," which is, you know, it's nice. It's nice because it's funny. Anyway, so let's have Penderyn Faraday from my Penderyn. I try to get a Glencairn from every distillery I visit. It's just a nice little memory. I never put them into dishwasher because they wash away. Even by hand wash they do. Right. Penderyn Faraday, 46% ABV, ex-bourbon matured, plus a ruby port finish on the nose. Okay, it's spicy, cinnamon, a lot of apricots, red apple. Ooh, almost like apple pie with apple crumble with cinnamon. Not almost like, definitely. Yeah, sweet. Sweet but fresh, with lots of cinnamon and spices. I like it. Okay, on the palate, very nice. Bit more spice on the palate now, but the sweet notes are there. Apple note is definitely there. There's a bit of a peach note, but also you get a lot more nutmeg now, and cinnamon spice is really apparent. Hint of red berries, but mostly it is red apple and cinnamon, and the finish is spicy, oily, and I don't know why, because the new make's supposed to be quite light, but I get a lot of oiliness in the back palate. Maybe it's the tannins from the ruby port, but a lot of oiliness in the back palate. But very nice sipper. It's not overly sweet, but it's mostly peach and apple, cinnamon, but so much apple crumble. It's ridiculous. It's apple crumble in a glass. And it's a bit bitey, feels a bit young on the nose, but not on the palate. But at this angle, it's so much apple crumble. It's so, like, I crave one right now. I want some ice cream and vanilla ice cream. There's vanilla in here as well. It's almost like an apple crumble with vanilla on it. It's fantastic. Second round. Yeah. Same character continues. Got a little bit of a lactic note now on the palate, but the spice is nice. It's cinnamon spice with brown sugar. So it's not just spice. There's sweetness there. And a lot of vanilla. Lot of apple notes, leaves you with a nice cinnamon and brown sugar note. It's a nice sipper. It's not overly sweet, so you can have a couple of glasses. Not a lot, but if you're a sweet tooth, you can finish the bottle. It's an easy sipper, but I like the sweetness of it. The sweetness, the spice of it, that it keeps it being too oversweet. It keeps it grounded, and I like it. Right. Guys, I tried to be as fast as possible because I got a few comments about my distillery visits that maybe I'm keeping it a bit too long. I hope you enjoyed this condensed version, and let me know which Penderyn have you tried, if you tried any. Which Penderyn have you tried, and which one did you enjoy the most? I know Jeff went there, Jeff Whisky, and I know he likes it. So tell me which ones you enjoyed the most. Do you have any of the Icons of Wales bottles? Did you buy any from the auction? So let's just connect. Have you tried this one? If you did, what did you think about it? And have you visited the distillery? Let me know. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It does mean a lot. And you can also buy me a dram by becoming a member. If not, I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.